very special time of year for homeschoolers because we are all researching what in the world are we gonna do for next school year. And it's a lot of fun, I'll admit, but it can get a little overwhelming too. I totally get that. There are a lot of things that I was like, yes, I know what we're doing there, and another few other things where I was like, I have no clue. Should we try this? Should we try that? Some of these things, for my 7th grader, he's gonna be 7th grade next year, guys. Woo! He will be 12, or he's 12 now. He's going to be a 7th grader. And, totally forgot what I was saying. I lost track. Let's try that again. So anyway, I'm sharing with you today what I have picked for my upcoming 7th grader. I will say some of these things I didn't quite expect. I was like, oh, I didn't think we would try that this year. Other things I knew right away. I knew what was coming. You know, if you do that, put it in my video. Hello, welcome to Joyful Noise Learning. I am Ashley. I'm a homeschool mom to 3 kids. I've been homeschooling now for about 11 years. And I love to be Charlotte Mason inspired homeschool. I love to help the scattered, easily distracted homeschool mom. And I like to help you find joy in Jesus and your family as you homeschool. Thank you so much for being here. Please consider subscribing if you haven't yet. And give me a thumbs up if you like. Why not? I haven't asked for those in a while. So yeah, thumbs up. But I just want to say really quick, before I get into the details, I just want to remind you that there is no perfect curriculum out there. The best curriculum out there is the one that gets used. And don't stress too much about which style it is and what it's not, but you can be eclectic in every way, and you can make sure that you do find something that is a good fit for your kid and for yourself. I like to make sure I'm thinking of how my kids are and finding things that I think would work well for them, and try to find things that would work well with us as a family as well. That being said, my 12-year-old, he is very science-minded. He wants to learn to do coding. He's kind of getting into like, what am I going to do, with my future kind of a thing. So he's been getting into wanting to learn coding and do engineering and things like that. So he is very focused on that. But I do still want him to do language arts and math. Well, yes, he'll need math for sure. And social studies. So social studies is probably not his favorite, but we're going to do it anyway. So, all right, let's jump into it, where we're at. I would love to share with you what we've picked, and I hope it encourages you and gives you ideas. So please take these as ideas, but just know that maybe what might fit for my kids may not fit for yours, but I love sharing these because I know they can be helpful. Okay, so speaking of math-minded, let's start with math and science-minded. He has started Denison Algebra's pre-algebra course. And he started this just in January, I think it was. Maybe February, January or February. So he's only through unit 4. So he's just going to keep going. We're just going to keep going from where he leaves off. He'll take a break for the summer, and then he'll pick it up, like I said, where he left off. And we're just going to make our way through this. This has been a great fit. It is math for the, it says not mathy kid, which my son is mathy, but he needed just something simple and straight to the point, no flashy things, nothing super hands-on. He wants to just get it done, get in and get it done. And that's kind of how this is. I like how there's not 100 practice problems. There's 4 practice problems, and then there's 6 review questions, and then that's it. Or maybe not 6, but anyway, you know what I mean. It fits really well, and it's mastery based. I haven't talked about that in a while. My kids do much better with a mastery based approach, and that means that they focus on the whole unit is on one topic or skill, and then you move on to the next unit and it's something else. So I feel like they retain things a whole lot better. Because to me, in this stage in the game, in junior high, middle school, high school, it's all about retention, right? Because if they're not remembering what they're learning, then what's the point in doing it? Anyway, he remembers things really well from this, and he's doing well, and we like the videos and all the things. So he's going to keep doing this, and this is what we're finishing math with for 7th grade. He'll probably finish before the end of 7th grade, and wherever that's at, whether it's January or March or December, I'll have him start the algebra course and just pick up whenever he finishes this one. So that's what we're doing for math. Okay, next is language arts. And language arts can also be tricky to pick. Math was easy to me because we found something this year and we know it fits. But for language arts, I have had a hard time with this because I had to let go of some things. I had seen how language arts would be in our home when the kids were younger and how it would look today. And it looks very different today than what I had thought. That being said, I still feel like I'm Charlotte Mason inspired, but we don't do everything the way that it kind of would have done. We actually love IEW courses and units for language arts, especially for this age, and it really works very well for this kid because it's a checklist-based curriculum, and I felt like more, just read a book, talk about it, do a narration worked really well for my oldest. But with this kid, he does have good speaking skills, but his writing skills he was struggling with. And the cool thing with this is, okay, I'll go back to that. So anyway, it's a checklist-based curriculum, and it just says do this, then do this, then do that. And it works really well with his brain, and it's helping him. So he still doesn't love writing, but he's getting much better at it through this. So he's going to go to a local writing class with a local homeschool teacher. And she does a junior high class and a high school class. And he doesn't love this, but it's very good. It's a very good class, great kids, great teacher, and she does all the teaching. They go once a week, and then they get their assignment, and then they come home and they work on their assignment the rest of the week, and then they turn it in the following week. So at this class, they focus on writing and grammar and speech. I think they work on that as well, a little bit of literature as well. So he's going to have all his language arts taken care of there, and that's worked out really well for us this year. They're going to be using the IEW Modern World History Writing-Based Units, I think is what it's called. But they'll be working their way through that one. It's also going to include some literature books in there that I want him to read, which will be based off of modern world history. So some of them are like In the Reign of Terror, The True Confessions of Charlotte Doyle, Carry On, Mr. Bowditch, The Endless Step, War Horse, Number the Stars, and The Hobbit, which is so funny. Those are all kind of all over the place. Like Number the Stars is a fairly easy read, and then there's The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. But oh, whatever, we'll go with it. The other thing with this kiddo is he doesn't struggle with reading. He can read, but he's not a fast reader. So if we have books that we need to get through fast, I'll have him do an audiobook. And he can get through it like that. And then he retains it still, So he loves doing audiobooks. So we'll do a lot of audiobooks for these literature choices. The other books, Number the Stars, I'll probably have him read physical book. But we'll do a few physical books so it still stretches his reading muscles. But he's going to do a lot on audiobooks so he can keep up with the reading and do all that. So that's the main thing he's doing for language arts. But I did want to add just two things, guys. We like Fix-It grammar, and he does really well with this. This is actually, when it comes to language arts, grammar is where he just gets it, and he does well with it. So he's going to continue into book 3, because he's finishing book 2 right now. So he'll be doing the Robin Hood book from Fix-It Grammar. I love the picture on this one. It's so pretty. So we like Fix-It Grammar. It's real simple. It does not take very long. It's a nice little exercise. I would compare Fix-It Grammar to doing math facts practice for math. So it's kind of like that. It just kind of gets it in your brain. It's a little warm up to paying attention to the punctuation and the grammar and the parts of speech and things like that. So I really like it, and we're going to keep using this. The other thing I want to continue with and add on to his language arts class is spelling. So he really does struggle with spelling. But we've been enjoying the Phonetic Zoo lesson cards or Phonetic Zoo spelling lessons from IEW, and we'll keep using that. He's almost done. He's about 2/3, 3/4 of the way done with level A. So when he finishes level A, he's going to go back through and do it again on level B. So that's really neat how we do that. It's got the audio. We listen to an audio, and he hears the words and writes it. But it has the same, phonics rules for all the lessons, but it has 3 different levels. So you go back and do it again. So level A has the easiest words that match that phonics rule, and then level B has a step above that, but you do the same phonics rule again. And then if they come back again the 3rd time, they do level C. And my oldest is doing level C, and my youngest will be on level A again. So anyway, that's what we like about that, and we'll be using for his spelling. This brings us to science and social studies. And I have to share this. I'm really glad I'm able to do this next year. But we've been doing science and social studies like all throughout the year, all of them. And I feel like it's been kind of overwhelming for all my kids just to jump back and forth. Like, we've done a gentle feast, and it has the feast where you're supposed to you read your like U.S. history 2 or 3 days a week, and then you have your ancient history on Thursday, and then you have your geography on Friday. So it's all like there. And then you have your science all thrown in there on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Like, it's just all there. But I felt like my kids were having trouble retaining things, because sometimes they would do it once a week. They do science one day and then history the next day, and then the next week we'd come back to it. And they wouldn't remember things very well because it had been like an entire week since they had heard that last book or that last lesson. So I really want to work on my kids' retention, like I was saying. And so we're going to do like, I don't know what you call it. It's a loop schedule, block schedule this coming year. I first had thought of doing it for my oldest for high school, because they do that sometimes with high school. But I'm like, I'm going to do this for everybody. We're just going to do it. So the first half of the school year, first term, we're going to do science. And then the second half of the school year, we're going to do social studies. And my brain just likes the sound of that. So first off, let's talk about science. I am really excited about this one. Look how pretty this is. I just love how pretty this book is. Okay, we're going to use Life Science from BJU Press. And my daughter used this for her 7th grade year, and she's currently doing the Earth Science from BJU Press. And we've found them to be really great courses. And this is a fairly new edition. It's the 5th edition. So it's got the 5th edition textbook, and it has the distance learning video lessons. And that's what we like about this as well. So it can be fairly independent. Such a pretty textbook. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's so pretty. So pretty. Oh, I love these pictures. Okay, their science textbooks are just so good. It's a Christian worldview course, and it comes with some activities and some labs. They try to have them do hands-on labs. There's a lot in here. They have 180 days worth of things. So since we're going to be doing it just the first half of the year, I'll probably have him do it 3 to 4 days a week. We are still going to pick and choose what we do in here. And that's the cool thing, is you can be flexible with BJU courses. Some people think you can't, but they really do. It's a really thorough course. They give you a lot, and it's more built probably for a Christian school classroom, but you can make it work at home. You do what works for you. So what we might do is have him do a video every other lesson, and then the textbook on every other lesson. And then maybe a hands-on activity once a month or every few weeks, something like that. So he's not doing a hands-on activity every single time, which I don't think they have it every single time. But anyway, yeah. So it's almost like a nice little, like, what do you call it? Jumpstart course to biology. So it's got a lot of, it's mostly biology is what it is, but they call it life science. He's looking forward to it, and we're going to be using the video lessons for sure. Like I said, that's what we'll be using for my 7th grader for science. Okay, that brings us to, last but not least, social studies. And I have to tell you guys, I'm really sad because social studies is my favorite subject, but my kids are just not into it. Like, literally all 3 of them. Every once in a while, they'll be interested in a little thing, but most of the time, they're just not. They're more on the science. They're more, I'm a more humanities person, and they're more science people. And it's okay. So in my head, I was like, all right, we're not going to try to, like, force feed them history anymore. We're going to watch a lot of documentaries, and we're going to use a little bit of a curriculum. And the one my son has picked is The World Story 3 by Master Books. It's the modern age. It's the age of explorers to the present day. And the reason we're doing this is because they're doing modern world history in his writing class. And I was like, oh, perfect. So he's got some literature from there with the living books that he'll read. And then this will be just like a little basic history textbook thing. I wanted it just to be simple. Just something that he could read just to, get history done. It has great pictures in here. He was looking forward to that. It's got a lot of cool stuff. So yeah, lots of neat stuff. The other thing I want to use, I might be pulling out too much here, and it's not necessarily simple. The thing is with us guys, like, this is why I want to do it for half of the year and not an entire year. Because when I pick things for an entire year, sometimes we never actually finish it. We never get to the end of things. So what I want to try to do is pick things that are a little bit shorter and I can pick and choose the resources we need. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. But another resource I found that I think will go well with the IAW writing class and the Modern World History, World Story 3, is Guest Hollow's World History. And with that, I think we're going to use some of their resources from there. It's a really affordable course, and it has amazing resources on there. It has more books that you could read. It has YouTube videos. It has geography activities. And that's the kind of thing that I like to add when my kids do history, and that's a part that they like. So I think if he will read the textbook for part of the week, and then he'll do some of the activities on the Guest Hollow resource page. I will look in here and see what activities they have, but I don't think they have like videos and stuff, which that's kind of like more what I'm looking for. I don't think they have that. I'll have to do more research and see if maybe there is a World Story like playlist somewhere. I haven't done that research yet. I don't know. We'll see. If not, then I'll use the Guest Hollow playlist. And really some of this, like this one especially, and even going back to the life science, these can be courses that we do over the course of 2 years. And I feel like either of these could probably carry into the next year, because I don't feel like we're going to get to all of it this year. And just knowing how we've done school in the past, there's a good chance we won't. But we're going to try, we're going to do what we can and get school done, And what I'm saying is, I don't want to like squeeze it. I don't want to squeeze the school year so packed with things that we get overwhelmed and don't want to do it. What I'm saying is because of that, like I know these are very thorough curriculums with nearly 180 days of work. We're not going to be doing school 180 days. I mean, we're not going to be doing social studies and science every day. Does that make sense? Math and language arts to me are the more important ones, and we do those every day, but social studies and science we don't do every day. It gets done throughout the week, but it's not done every day. And just want to tell you that that's okay. If that's how you work too, it's totally okay to spread it out. It's like in the public schools, they don't understand that. Like you sign up for your class, you go to it 5 days a week and you do your things. But in real life, that's not how it works. We're just laying a feast, and we're just trying to enjoy learning about the world and learning about God's creation. It doesn't have to be something, we're in the books and doing the assignments every single day, 5 days a week. We, as homeschoolers, can, be a little more relaxed with that. And that's how I've kind of seen it. And that's how I want my kids to see it and not get overwhelmed. All right, last but not least, I want to share what we're doing for Bible and for morning time. I like my kids to have a Bible reading plan, and he's been doing this one on his own. He's just going to keep doing it. So, Meeting with Jesus, it's a Bible reading plan by David Murray, and it goes through the Gospels, I believe. I think he's almost done with it. He's about 3/4 done with it. So, we'll look for something else once he finishes this. The other thing I want to do all together with my kids is Work Unto the Lord. This is a Bible study for kids from Not Consumed Ministries. I have the parent guide here, and I bought this 3 years ago, maybe now, and I've never done it yet. But I'm like, we need to do this. We need to learn this lesson. So I think we'll get into this after the summer, and then I'm gonna pull this back out. Truth and Grace memory book. There's some great things in here I like to use. We're also continuing through the Worldview book from BJU Press. We've been going through that the last 2 years, and we are not done. But thankfully, it's a middle school level book, and all my kids are like right around that age, and we've had some really great conversations with it. So we're really like barely a quarter of the way in. But my goal is to keep just making our way through that, talking about those worldview topics as we go. So I've really enjoyed that one as well. I left it over there, otherwise I'd get up and go get it for you. But yeah, that's that. I hope this encouraged you. I'm going to be sharing a video of the picks for my upcoming 9th grader. I also have my video for my upcoming 5th grader. And then in a few weeks, I'm going to share my summer homeschooling plans if you would like to hear those. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Let me know what you're doing with your 7th grader next year. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I would love to chat with you about all these things. And I'm going to leave links in the description for all these curriculum down below. Some of them will be my affiliate links, like for IUW, and others will just be down there if you need to find these curriculum pieces that you need to go get them. All right, take care. May the Lord bless you in your homeschooling this year, and I'll see you in the next one.